Fantastic. Guys, have an amazing class, and I'll talk to you in an hour if you guys have any questions. All right, so give yourself a little bit of space. And we're going to start standing, coming towards the back end of your mat, separating your feet, big toes in line with each other. Just give your arms and your hands maybe a little bit of a shake. And then lift your gaze so that you're looking forward towards the horizon. Roll the shoulders back and around for a moment. And then just letting yourself settle into space. And let's just start class with a minute of eyes closed and connecting into our breath. Just letting your mind slow down and giving yourself permission to be present on your mat for the next hour. Not worrying about anything that happened this morning already and letting go of any expectations for this afternoon or the rest of your day. Just coming into this moment, feeling your physical body, feeling your 2 feet connecting to the ground and your head lifting gently up towards the clouds. Perhaps take a moment to notice how you are feeling on this lovely Monday morning. Taking one deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Blink your eyes open, bring yourself back into the space. And we start with a roll down. On your exhale, just look down towards your feet and let your body melt over. Find the weight of your hands, the weight of your crown. Decide how low you're going to come down towards the ground on this first roll down. And then pause here for a moment. Double check that you're not locking the knees. Double check that you're standing evenly on your 2 feet. Soften the back of your neck a little bit more. And then use your breath out to come all the way back up into standing. Make sure that you've got your bum cheeks activated, rooting into the heels of the feet as you come all the way up and tall. Rolling the shoulders back and around for a moment. And then letting the shoulders settle. We're going to inhale to reach the arms all the way up, touching the tips of the fingers to each other. And then let the arms come down and hook your right elbow under the left elbow. And you can stay just like this if that feels like a good stretch for you. Or you can bring the backs of the hands towards each other. Or if you're really flexible, you can even bind the hands together. Keep your chin pulled in very slightly so you find some length along the back of your neck. And then it's a slight movement of reaching the fingertips up and allowing them to release down. And again, a little bit of a reach of the fingertips up and releasing down. And as you do this movement, keep breathing and notice where you are feeling the release. Where are you holding your tension? If you're feeling anything in your lower back, then perhaps bend the knees a little bit. Make sure your lower abs are connected. And let's just take one more time. Soft, easy movement. And release. And then unbind your hands. Let them go. Let them come all the way down. And then take your time as you reach all the way up. Inhale. Connect the tips of the fingers. And as you bring your arms down, the left arm comes under the right this time. Or the opposite, just as long as you do the other side. And then you can stay here, or you can bring your hands towards each other, or you can find your bind if that feels okay for you. Don't force it. Chin in slightly, and again, start that little lift and release. Keep connecting into your breath. And just allowing your body to release a little bit more each time. Don't force it. It'll find its own path. And release down. Release your hands. Unbind your arms. And one more time, we breathe in, reaching all the way up. And exhale, bringing your arms all the way down. And then just stay here for a moment. Once again, close your eyes. And just feel what is happening around your neck, your shoulders, your upper back. Notice the shift that's starting to take place. Notice how it starts to affect your breathing as we move our bodies. Opening your eyes, blinking gently, going into our second roll down. Take a breath in, and we nod the chin. Feeling the weight of your arms, and allowing your shoulder blades, your scapula, to glide nice and wide as you round your back all the way over. Hang there for a moment, relaxing your neck, standing evenly on your feet, noticing where you're feeling it right now. And then when you come back up, make sure that you've got your bum cheeks activating, helping to support your body, taking the strain out of your back as you come all the way upright. And then just rolling the shoulders back and around. And then take one hand, place it to the front of your pelvis. Take your other hand, place it into your lower back. And we're just going to start bending and straightening the knees. But you're keeping your spine upright and you're keeping your pelvis nice and neutral between your two hands. So it's very tempting to either stick your bottom out the back like this, or it's sometimes tempting to actually hinge forward. So get yourself nice and centered, kneecaps pointing forward over the second toe. One more time, bend your knees now, stay here. Tuck your pelvis under, that's called a posterior tilt. The middle position, and now stick your tailbone out the back, and that's called an anterior tilt. Now keep moving your pelvis underneath you, and as much as possible, you're keeping your shoulders and your chest still, that's it. So it might not be a very big movement. It's quite precise in that we are simply moving the pelvis, and there's a corresponding movement to the lumbar spine here that I just want you to start to notice. Keep breathing, keeping your knees bent so you allow this mobility through the spine, and then come back to the middle, straighten both your knees, and allow your arms to relax. Take another breath in. Exhale, nod your chin, and we start peeling through the spine. Feeling the curve of your ribs, letting the scapula glide wide, and feeling that stretch around your lumbar spine, especially now after we did that little pelvic mobilization. Now stay here, bend your knees if you need to, and you're going to put your fingertips flat to the ground. Bend both your knees. And then straighten your legs as much as you can manage. So you start to feel the release up the back of the legs. And again, bending and straightening the knees at your own rhythm. Keeping your hands connected to the floor. If you're super duper flexible, you might want to put your palms of your hands flat. 2 more times. Finding that release along the back line of your body. 1 more time. And stretch. And now bend both your knees and start walking your hands forward. Take your time as you come down onto all fours. And then let your feet relax out. Middle finger pointing forward. Your wrists in a happy place. Nice long spine, and take a moment to close your eyes here and just feel the shape of your body in space. and feel the connections of your body to the ground. Where are you connecting in your hands and where are you connecting in your lower legs? And then you can keep your eyes closed as we start to draw circles with our shoulders around our wrists. It doesn't matter which way you go, because we can change that. And start to feel how you weight bear, first on one hand, then the other. Start to feel how you weight bear across the fingertips. Maybe it's quite a strong stretch into the carpal tunnel. Keeping the abdominals connected. And then when you're ready, change direction and go the other way. And you can make these small, you can make these big. And maybe observe on your own body if you need to move the position of your hands. Notice if maybe you're tighter on one side than the other. And then finish your last one. Just bring yourself into a centered position and open your eyes. Tuck your toes under and we're going to hover the knees up. On your breath, push into the hands and feet. And as your knees come up off the ground, you're going to notice the weight loading around all joints of your body. This is a classic isometric exercise. Such a lovely way to start engaging and connecting to everything that's happening in your body. Remember that your head is part of your spine, guys. So don't let your face drop towards the ground. Keep your chin gently, voice box. On your next breath, release the knees, release the feet, and stay where you are. Balance on your right hand, reaching the left arm out to the side, and make your way into a thread the needle. Stop at any point that you need to. If you can get your head to the floor, that's great, but don't force it. And then see if you can slide the right hand forward. If that puts any strain around your neck, then just bring your hand back in. And let your hips move as they need to. Bring your awareness to the rotation at your upper back. And again, this is such a wonderful release for all those muscles between the shoulder blades, around the shoulder blades, around the neck. Gentle breathing in and out. And again, this is where a lot of us hold tension without us even realizing it. Bringing your right hand back in, put the hand to the floor, all the way up you come, stretching the left arm out to the side, and then placing that left hand down. Right hand reaches, make your way into a thread the needle. Use props if you need. Settle yourself into position first, and then slide the left hand forward if it's available to you. Keep breathing. Notice on your own body, how does this side feel in comparison to the first side? And if you are right-handed, like I am, you might actually know that's more of an intense stretch because maybe we tend to use the right side a little bit more. Keep breathing. And placing your left hand firmly to the ground, coming all the way up, reaching the right arm out, and then placing the hand back down. Once again, set yourself up so that your wrists are in a happy place. You're going to tuck the toes under, and once again, we're going to hover the knees. Bringing the knees up. If this is too much strain on any part of your body, then just put your knees down and push into the hands and feet. But wherever you are, see if you can start shifting your body weight backwards and forwards. And notice how that shifting of body weight, once again, loads the different muscles. Notice perhaps on your own body where it's easier for you to weight bear. Where is your strong point? Where perhaps do you have to focus and work a little harder? And then center yourself once again and Lower the knees down. Relax the feet out. Let's go into a cat stretch. Round your spine like a cat. And then just stay here for a moment. Move your hips back. And then stay here. Just wiggle your fingers and make sure you're not weight bearing on your hands and wrists so much. And then if you want to, we add a little trampolining action. It's a gentle bounce. If this doesn't feel good around your sacrum and your lower back, then maybe rather just hold the position. But as soon as we start adding this trampolining movement, it has the wonderful effect on our fascia of creating elasticity. So that also helps us build strength around our fascia throughout our body. Let's just take 2 more. 1 more. Come forward. And then just lengthen your spine to a neutral position and hold it here. Nice long spine. Remember, chin into voice box. You're going to slide the right leg backwards. Hold it there. And then pick up that back leg without dropping in the lower back. Flex your foot so you're pushing out through the heel of the leg. And can you notice when you flex your foot that your bum switches on? Gluteus maximus. Point your toe. And can you feel now that almost the focus moves to the front of the thigh, to the quadricep? Flex your foot. Can you feel the gluteal switch on? Point your toes. Gluteals are still working, but there's a little emphasis around quadriceps. One more time. Flexing the foot. Wake up gluteals. Pointing the toes. Now, round your spine and bring your head in towards your knee. So you're going to round your spine like a cat. And then lengthen your leg back and reach energy through the crown of your head. And again, keep breathing. As you round your spine, getting that lovely lift of the belly so you really feel that connection to your center. And then as you lengthen through the crown and lengthen through your toe, find a connection along the back of your body, what's called the back line. We take 1 more time. Stretching the leg all the way back. And then bend that knee and in you come. Left leg extends back. If your wrists are getting sore, then please just sit back and shake them out if you need. Lift up the back leg. Hold it there. Double check that your pelvis and your shoulders are still square to the ground. Now flex the back foot. Mentally connect gluteus maximus. Point your toes and feel how the energy moves to the front of the thigh. And as you flex, gluteals wake up. Point your toes, quadriceps. Let's do 1 more time. Flex, feel the squeeze in the bum cheeks. Point your toe, now hold it. Round your spine, bringing head towards knee. Lifting the belly button. And then stretching the leg back and reaching forward through your crown. And again, round. Keep going at your own pace. You don't have to work the same rhythm I do. As long as you feel that you have control of your movements and that it feels good for you. We're going to take just 1 more time. Focus on the abdominals as you round the spine. Focusing on the back of the body as you lengthen. Stay here for a moment. And then bend that knee and bring it all the way in. Open the knees nice and wide, big toes together. Take yourself back as far as you can. Give yourself padding if you need. Forehead comes to the ground. And today I want you to walk your hands forward. See if you can straighten your elbows. If not, then just let your elbows rest. But I want you to spread your hands out. Spread the fingers out. And just actually take a moment to feel your hands connecting to the ground. And then start to just roll the shoulders from side to side. So you're almost doing a little bit of a wiggle of the spine. And then come back to the center, and then draw yourself all the way up onto all fours, and then once again, bring yourself into a 4-point kneeling position. Tuck your toes under. We're going to do the little hovering of the knees again. Start moving your body weight backwards and forwards, just like we did before. But now, as you move your hips back, just do a little lift with the hips. And then lower the knees and come forward. Press back, and it's a little lift of the hips. And come forward. We're going to do just 2 more. So we're making our way slowly into an inverted V or a downward dog. Press back, lift up, and now stay here and start to just pedal the heels down, getting that release along the back of the calf muscle, maybe into the plantar fascia, which is underneath the sole of the foot, if that's where you're tight. And then let's push both heels down towards the ground. Wiggle your hips a little bit like a puppy dog wagging its tail. And then center yourself and take 1 deep breath in and exhale. And now lower the knees to the ground and releasing the feet out. Slide the right leg back, lifting your leg up. And now step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Wiggle the toes forward. Give yourself padding under the left knee if you need. And then walk both hands up to that top knee. So this is your opportunity to focus your gaze, lift your spine, adjust your pants. And then just take a moment to find your balance. And then start to let your body weight come a little bit forward and a little bit backwards. So what I do here is I actually use my front foot to push back, and I almost use my front foot to pull forward a little bit. Abdominals are connected, and I want you to notice the connections on your body again. So what changes for you as you come back? What changes for you as you come forward? Let's take 2 more. And now come forward and hold it there. Putting your left hand down to the ground. Now I can put my hand flat, but if you want to go on your fingertips, you can. Start bringing yourself into a little bit of a twist of the spine. Use your arm to help you. Relax your head. And then if you can, you reach the right hand all the way up. Staying here as you open up across your chest. Keep breathing. Turn your head if you need to. There shouldn't be any strain in the neck. And releasing all the way down. Now put your hand on that knee, bringing your chest squared. Tuck the back toes under. And on your breath, see if you can pick up the back knee. And then lower that knee down again. So, you okay? Were you feeling it? Need a pillow? Yeah. Put a pillow underneath your knee. It really does help. And now I want you to notice, when you pick up the back leg, oftentimes we just think about that back leg working. How about pushing into the front foot and pushing the back heel backwards? How does that change? And now, think about pushing into your left hand that's on the floor. Let's do one more time. And lower the knee down. Relax the back toes. Move your hips back slightly. And now put both hands onto the floor. Flat hands or on the fingertips. And then sweep that leg all the way back. Flex your foot. Close your eyes. And feel the back line of your body engaging. Open your eyes, point your toe, and bring that knee in. Making any adjustments that you need, we're going to start working onto the left side. So you might want to move the pillow to the right knee. Stretching that leg back. Lifting the leg up, stay here for a moment, and then step forward to the outside of your left hand. Help yourself if you need. Bring both hands up onto the knee. And again, this is where the padding is sometimes really valuable. This is your opportunity to find balance, ground into the front foot, and to lift up through the heart. And then you start moving your body weight forwards and backwards. And again, it's your opportunity to notice on your own body, which is easier for you. Does your body like to come forward and be very open in the hip maybe? If you come forward and you're feeling it in the lower back, maybe there's something happening with the lower ab connection. When you come back, do you feel quite a strong stretch? Maybe it's telling you that you're a bit tight in the hip. And we're going to do just one more time. Bring your body weight forward, and then either come down onto the fingertips, or you can put your hand flat. Start guiding yourself into a little bit of a twist to look over the left shoulder, and then reaching the left hand up, holding it here, open up across the heart, make sure that you can still breathe, and if there's any strain or pain in your neck, then please make the adjustments that you need. And then on your next breath, release, put your hand to your knee, and then just square your shoulders to the ground. Tuck the back toes under, and we're going to do that lift and lower of the knee. And release. Good. Find your range, and notice again on your own body, where do you feel the workload? And how can you help yourself? Does it help you if you allow your hips to come up and down, or does it help you if you try and keep your hips stable? How about bringing your awareness to the front foot and the front hand? Energy through your crown, perhaps, or energy into the lower abs. Last one. Bring it down, hold it, relaxing the foot out, bring your hips back very slightly, put both hands onto the ground, and then move the left leg all the way behind you, flexing that foot, closing your eyes, and taking a moment just to find the back line of the body. Point your toes, open your eyes, bringing the knees in, and once again, sit back into your resting position. So, bringing your hands in front of you, and again, just checking out if you're able to lift the elbows. And then walk both your hands over towards the left. So you're going to bring your right hand all the way across. You're going to feel your head and your shoulders come a little bit towards the left. And then once you're there, start rolling the shoulders gently from side to side. And hopefully what you'll feel is a little bit of a release along the right side body. Latissimus dorsi. Feeling the opening around the right shoulder. And then center yourself. Walk your hands to the middle and just take a moment to center your body. And then walking your hands over towards the right side. Make your head and shoulders move. Settle yourself, and then start with a gentle rolling action of the shoulders. Noticing the opening and the release along the left line now. Is there a difference for you between the two sides? And center yourself, walking your hands all the way back. And then just pause here and notice the shift once again that is taking place. Nice, easy inhale. And then exhale, walk your hands towards your knees, rolling up through your spine, and then making your way into an upright kneeling position. Having your knees and your feet slightly separated, we're going to be doing the 100 in an upright position. 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out. Firm pumping action with the arms. Guys, get the gluteals and the lower abs connected already. Palms facing back with the fingers together. You inhale to grow tall. We exhale for 3. In, 2, 3. Last set. In, 2, 3, stop. And breathing in as you reach both arms all the way up. Exhale, open your arms nice and wide. Move your hips over to your left. Bringing the knees together, bringing the feet just out to the side. Holding onto the ankle. And you guys know how much I love our lateral release. Stay here for a moment. Turn your head to look down if you need to release your neck. And 8, gentle trampolining. Think of creating length and creating space. No forcing. Your fascia will just naturally respond. 1 more. And release up. Put that left hand on the floor behind you. Put your right hand to the opposite knee. Grow nice and tall. And let's just come into a little bit of an open twist for a second. Take a breath in. And release all the way back to the front. Moving your feet over to the other side. So now you're going to sit on your right hip. Legs go over towards the left. Holding onto the ankle. Sweeping the arm up, just find your balance. Do a little lean to the side. Find the head position that works for you. And little releases. More on that side, eh? So again, not forcing. Just allowing your breath to guide your movement. And it's all about creating space. Let's just take a few more. 1 more. And release, coming up. Placing your right hand to the floor a little bit behind you. Left hand to the opposite knee. Lift up tall and coming into a little open twist. And release. And come back to the center. Bring both your feet all the way out in front of you. You might need to bend your knees a little bit and scoot to the front. Taking both your arms out in front of you. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Maybe you need to go palms up. On your breath, let's just roll halfway back. Pause here for a moment. Take a little breath into the back of the lungs. And exhale forward and lift up tall. And again, using your breath as you roll halfway back. Now you can go further than me if you want, provided that you're not straining. And forward and lift up tall. And again, using your breath, curling halfway back. Take a little breath in. And exhale forward and lift up. Now this last one, we're going to stay back there for a moment. Exhale as you curl halfway back and stay right here. Now see if you can open your right arm to the side. Can you look at your hand as you take it to the side? And then exhale and come back to the center and think about narrowing the waist. Left arm, turn your head to look at it. And exhale, come back to the center. Right arm. So you can feel that lovely connection into your core and center. But this is a really nice working abdominals so that we're not straining into the neck. We can find the oblique connections. And exhale. One more time. Breathing in. And exhale. Don't move. Put your hands behind your thighs and let yourself go down nice and slowly. And release at the bottom. Good. Now, bring your bum a little closer to your feet or your feet a little closer to your bum. Have the knees and feet slightly apart. Put your hands beside you, palms down or palms up. And just a moment to let your spine center itself. Ready for a pelvic curl. Start by tilting your pelvis and then roll up through your spine. So it's about articulating the spine as you come up. And when you reach the top position, you want to feel that the back of your body is holding you there. Not straining, just supporting. And then start to work down through your spine. And this is just a softening action, a releasing action, a melting feeling. And release at the bottom. Let's do that again. Exhale, small tilt. Rolling up into your bridge position. Pause here for a moment. Soften across the neck and shoulders. And then take the opportunity to melt yourself back to the ground. So it's quite a slow movement on the way down. And we're going to do just one more time. A little bit of a tilt of the hips. Rolling up into a bridge position. Stay here for a moment, taking a breath in. And then exhale. Start rolling yourself all the way back down. And settle at the bottom. Now hug your right knee in towards your chest. If you want, you can stretch the left leg out along the ground. That's just going to give you a little bit of an extra stretch. Move your hands to the back of your leg, flexing the feet, and exhale as you press the top leg up as if you're going to stand on the ceiling, and releasing the knee down. And again, exhale, stretch, little release, and we're going to take two more. Trying to keep your head and shoulders as relaxed as possible on the ground. Give yourself a pillow under your head if you need, yeah? And release, and then stretch that right leg out, or simply bend the knee and place the foot down and bring your left knee towards you. Slip your hands behind the leg, flexing the foot, and we exhale and stretch. And a little release. Pressing up and away through the heel of the foot. And release. And we're going to do two more. So what we're doing here is lengthening the hamstring. So when we do the next exercise, hopefully we're going to go straight to the bum cheeks working as opposed to the hamstrings. Bending the knee. And now put that left foot flat to the ground, knee bent. Bend the right knee next to it. So again, both knees are bent. Now we're going to be going up into a bridge position again, but you're not going to roll your spine. You're going to hinge your pelvis up. So arms beside you, palms down or palms up. Pushing into the feet as you lift your hips without rolling. Hold your bridge. Now there's no rolling on the way down either. You want to hinge the hips down, but you still need to control it so that you don't bang your bum on the ground. And again, hinge the hips up. This is called a pelvic press, not a pelvic curl. And then hinge your hips down. Keep it going. What's really nice about this variation is that the workload immediately goes to gluteus maximus. And as you stabilize your torso, your abdominals and your deep back muscles automatically kick in to help you stabilize. So for a lot of people that maybe have lower back injuries or issues, this is a really nice variation. We all kind of forget how important the gluteus maximus is for supporting our lumbar spine. And hinge down. We're going to do one more time. Hinging up. Now stay here. Keep the gluteals switched on. Bring your hands up towards the ceiling. Turn the palms of your hands to face each other. And we start to scissor. So do you notice, as soon as we lifted the arms up, it becomes something called an open chain exercise, meaning that you've got less stability because you're not supporting your arms on the floor. And as soon as we did that, the back of the body had to work a bit harder. But can you keep the workload in the gluteus maximus and don't let the hamstrings take over? For a lot of us, the hamstrings just want to cramp a little bit, yeah? Let's just take two more. One more. Bring both your hands up. Stay here and start to ripple down through the spine. Now you get to articulate and release at the bottom. Good. Interlock your fingers. Place your hands underneath your head for support. Lengthen your spine out. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. And then center yourself. Get your lower back in a happy place. And then stabilize your pelvis wherever that is. Nod your chin. Breathe out as you lift the head and shoulders forward, looking through your knees. Stay for a moment. And then allow your rib cage to guide you back. Nod your chin. Exhale. Can you feel the upper abdominals working? And releasing back with control. As you come up, the upper abs are shortening, but now on the way down, they're still working even though they're lengthening. So this is the beauty of mat work, is that we can use the force of gravity to make our bodies work on the way up and on the way down. This is called concentric and eccentric work. Let's just take a few more. We're going to take one more. And we're going to release all the way back. Holding it there. Slide your hands out now and place them on your pelvis. So the heel of the hand is on those two little pelvic bones at the front. Those are called your ASIS. You guys don't need to remember that. And then drop the fingertips down to your pubic bone. And then once again, get the position for your lower back that feels good for you. Now, as you breathe out, tilt your pubic bone towards your nose. So now you can feel that there's no space underneath your lower back. And then releasing your pelvis back to your starting position. So you're going more neutral now. Now, do that again. And release. Keep going and see if you can get your lower abdominals to connect. It is so tempting here, guys, to let your feet push or to let your bum grip. And I want you to see if you can relax your bum. Just let your feet be relaxed on the ground and bring your mental connection to the lower abs, almost like you're zipping up your jeans. So finding all those connections in our bodies today so that as we move through this week with our Pilates Flow, you have a reference point of what we're working. And now we're going to do just one more tilt of the pelvis. I'm going to ask you to stay here. So you're going to tilt your pelvis, now stay. Slide your right leg out along the ground. Do you still have a tilt? Slide your left leg out along the ground. Do you still have a tilt? Relax your feet. Bring your hands down beside you on the floor. Close your eyes and just bringing your awareness to the connections of the lower abdominals. Take a nice easy breath in. Exhale, now relax your lower abs and notice how your pelvis flops back to neutral right there. Nicely done, guys. Start walking your legs together so that your ankles and your feet are going to touch. You're going to push into your feet and then scoot your hips over towards the left side of your mat a little bit. So you're going to be lying on your right side. Bring your left knee up towards your chest and then just start to roll that knee over. Open your left arm to the side and maybe you can look over towards the left hand. See if you can get your foot onto the ground. If not, please don't force it. Opening up across the chest. Stay as you are and then see what happens if you slide your left arm up a little bit. Can you feel how it intensifies the stretch along the shoulder and the chest? And then try sliding your hand down towards your hips a little bit. Can you feel how that changes and it releases the stretch? And now move your hand into the position like it's the best stretch for you. Stay there for one breath in and out. And then help yourself as you roll onto your back again, placing that foot down. Level out your pelvis and hips so you're lying in the middle of your mat again and stretch your legs out nice and long. Now, push into the floor with your feet and move your hips over to the right side so you're lying a little bit on the left hip. Bring the right leg up, hold on to it, and then rolling your leg across, opening your right arm to the side, and coming into a gentle rotation of the spine. And again, you want to make sure that you're not forcing it. So give yourself props underneath your feet and knees if you need. Few more seconds. And then try moving your right hand up a little bit. See how that feels on your shoulder and your chest. And then sliding the arm down. Notice how maybe it releases it, for most of us, maybe for you it's different. And then bring your hand back into the best stretch for you. And by the way, that little move of the hips to the side is in order to get our spine in a straight line. Otherwise, if you just roll to the side, you kind of get this weird twist in your spine, which isn't great. And then take a breath. Slowly bring yourself all the way back. Step both feet onto the ground, center yourself, and then hug your knees into your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. And then bring your shins up to a tabletop position. Make sure that your abs are connected to support you. Put your hands into a low V with the palms down, squeezing the legs together. Start rolling your legs to the right, but don't go past the edge of your mat. Keep it small, and then stay there for a moment and close your eyes, squeezing the knees, squeezing the ankles, and I want you to see if you can find a connection to your obliques muscles. The obliques are your abdominal muscles that come down the side of the waist. And right now, what you should be feeling is a connection to the left abdominals. Take a breath, and then bring yourself back to the center. You can open your eyes if you want. Roll your knees over to the left side this time. Don't go further than the edge of your mat. and then stop. Close your eyes again. Chest open, knees and ankles together, and see again if you can find your connection into the obliques muscles. This time, there should be a bit of loading on the right set of obliques. Take a breath in, and exhale, come back to the center. You can open your eyes if you wish, and now keep going from side to side, and if it feels okay for you, you can start going bigger. You can go further than the edge of your mat, but here's the trick. You're not allowed to let your knees and feet slip. They've got to stay stacked with each other. You're not allowed to let the opposite shoulder lift up, so you've got to keep your upper body grounded, and you've got to make sure that you're not taking any strain in your lower back. We want to feel the obliques muscles here. Remember, guys, today we are finding connections that we can carry through to the rest of our sessions this week. Let's just take a few more, one to each side maybe. And then on this last one, bringing your legs back to the center, stay here. Get your lower back in a happy place. Bring your hands up, and I want you to start tapping one toe to the ground. Lift it up, and then tap the other toe to the ground. Lift it up, and you can keep going nice and slowly like this, or if you're feeling pretty confident, you can start jogging the legs in the air. And now the connections are the hip flexor muscles at the front of the hip. This is called the iliopsoas muscle. But what's so interesting about this hip flexor muscle is that it attaches into the lower back. So if you're not using your abdominals right now, you're going to start feeling your lower back pull. So bring your mental awareness to the flattening sensation of the abdominals. Using your breathing. Let's just take two more. And lift your legs up, hug your knees to your chest, and that probably feels like quite a nice stretch right now. And then slip your hands behind your thighs, tuck your chin in and round yourself into a little ball shape. It might feel like quite a nice stretch. And then using your legs, let's start kicking the feet. Rolling. Making sure that you never hit your neck or your head behind you. Come up and let's balance here for a moment and placing the feet all the way down. Good. We're going to spin onto our stomachs now. So we're going to do a little bit of a stretch for the front of the hips and the quads, and then we're going to do some back extension. So put your left hand underneath your head. Make sure that you've got some support for your head. Bend the right knee. Now guys, if you cannot comfortably grab your foot, then put a loop around it. So a belt or a scarf, something like that. Otherwise, hold your pants. Otherwise, grab onto the ankle of the foot. Get your kneecap in a happy place. Center your shoulders. Square your pelvis. And then start tightening up your bum cheeks a little bit. And as you do that little squeeze with your bum cheeks, you're feeling that opening at the front of the hip joints. And when you're ready, releasing all the way back, and then switch over to the other side. So, holding on to the left ankle, your pants, your foot. Get the knee in a happy place. Get your body squared to the ground, and then do a little bit of a squeeze with the bum cheeks. So just relaxing into it. And you might notice that one side is a little tighter than the other. And these are muscles that kind of get tightened up without us even realizing it. Just because we move around during the day, we have to use these muscles. Releasing your leg all the way out. Maybe give your pelvis a little bit of a rock. And now, see if you can bring your legs together. For whatever reason, if that doesn't feel good for you, like if it's weird on your knees or your ankles or your lower back, then separate them. But if you can, bring the legs together and then put your hands just beside you, elbows down, and hover the tip of your nose. Roll the tops of the shoulders backwards in the socket. Engage in the inner thighs. And before we even go anywhere, I want you to think of a torpedo. So you are streamlined. You are lengthening forward through the crown of your head. There's a sensation of sending your breastbone away from the heels of your feet. We're going to inhale to come up, little baby cobra. And we're going to exhale to come back down, lengthen. Inhale, floating up. Your heart is lifted. And exhale, releasing down. Inhale. Your two little ribs are on the floor. And exhale. Inhale, up you come. Feel how the shoulder blades do a little squeeze together. Just a tiny one. And release. And again, inhale. Create space. Exhale. Two more times, breathing in. Firm bum cheeks, legs down, and release. One more time, up you come, and this time stay here. Close your eyes if you like, and actually just feel the back muscles. Maybe you can hover your arms just off the ground. And you feel how that loads those back muscles a little bit more. If you're straining your lower back, then maybe you shouldn't come up so high. Maybe you need to come down a little bit and do the dart. And then you can place your arms down, lower your chest, and then hook the elbows up, pressing all the way up, and sitting back once again into your resting position. Letting your head come to the ground, walking your hands forward as much as you can. And if this is pretty comfortable for you now, you could even push the tips of your fingers into the ground and lift the wrists up to increase your stretch. Don't strain though, just see if it's okay for you. Taking just a few more breaths in and out. Let your hands come all the way down. And then let's pull all the way up onto all fours. Wrists below shoulders. Knees below hips. Tuck your toes under. Hover your knees just up off the ground. Move your hips back. Send your hips up. Do a little pedal of the feet. Pressing both heels down. Soften your knees and walk your hands to your feet. Go onto the tips of the fingers when you can. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And just let yourself hang there for a moment. Figure out if you want to straighten the legs or if you want to keep them a little bit bent. Take a breath in. And then take your time as you unravel your spine. Coming all the way up. Lifting up nice and tall. And then rolling the shoulders back and around. And then double check for yourself that you have your big toes in line. Give your hands a little shake. Rolling the shoulders. And then closing your eyes. And once again, just taking 30 seconds to be fully present in your body, on your mat, in your space. Noticing your feet connecting you to the ground. Notice your head floating up towards the clouds. Taking one more deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Blink your eyes open. Giving your fingers and your hands a little bit of a wiggle and a shake. Maybe the same thing with the ankles and the feet. Are you good?
Yeah.
Did it help the neck and shoulders?
Definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Gentle class on a Monday, hey?
Well.
So we don't want